Happy Chinese New Year! I want to show everybody my brand new red socks for good luck. Haha, they are very slippery. So if I fall, it's no big deal. It's because my brand new red socks. So let's start with our breathing exercise. We will do 10 times. Shoulder-wise, 10. All of your toes are growing into the ground. Your legs bended just a little bit. Your arms up as if you're hugging a tree. We just activate our immune system. Now let's breathe in and out. In from your nose, breathe out from your mouth. We'll do 10 times. Let's start with our 10 energy movements. This is based on the ancient exercise, Taoist exercise called 八段锦. First movement, we are balancing our Sanjiao triple burner. We will do 5 times each movement. Triple burner is our tendon, our fascia, our lymphatic system, and this is also one of the best way to balance your immune system. Now, the next movement This help with the lungs as well, and also open up the 6 arm meridian lines and then the 6 leg meridian lines. Protect ourselves from all these unclean, the illnesses, the ill spirits. The next movements. Make sure one hand touching the sky, the other the earth. Now we are balancing our whole GI system. Stomach, spleen, help to balance intestinal inflammation and stagnation. People have UTIs, do this too. Our neck health. Our throat health. Upper shoulder health. Upper spine. The next movement is focus on our heart system. And our heart fire and intestinal fire. It's good for constipation. Also will help with lower back pain. Now we begin to move to our spine health. lower back health, and begin to open up our leg meridian line. Now let's focus on the liver. Next one. This again, if we have kidney stone, UTI, kidney infections, prostate inflammation, lower back pain, do this movement. Or guess. This one will do 10. And again, this is really good for balancing your immune system. Now let's move to the next one. Six leg meridian lines, and your gallbladder health, your liver health, which we mentioned last time, and we will mention again this time. in traditional Chinese medicine, we say 金长则命长. This movement is for longevity, because we're really stretching you out of the 6 very important meridian lines, legs, 6 in arms, and plus 人and 2 meridian lines. Now we will hold it for 5 seconds. Now, again, we're going to use our forehead or our chin to touch the earth. Your toes are flowering. And you should feel your spine and your head, meridian lines and your spine just all open up. Slowly, just going down slowly. Now we'll hold it for 5 seconds. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And no worries, eventually it will get there. Now we bow. So today we will focus on just kind of introduce a little bit more of your liver and your gallbladder system, because liver system is, we say, 厥阴, right? 厥阴 is the extreme yin. One, you have extreme yin and the liver system that is store the blood that is directly for reproductive organ system, the usage of that for man and woman. It's quite interesting because we do know that the liver system hosts that piece of the soul that is going to continue on with you whenever either you believe you're going to be in heaven, or you're going to be reincarnated, or you're going to be what. So that is your, we call 老灵魂. 老灵魂 is your own piece of soul. So that also represent intuition. So when people says, oh, you know, intuitively, I just know, that means your liver, you need to really balance your liver systems so that you will create a perfect, housing situation for that piece of your own soul that will be a part of your guiding force, right? So, and the reason I want to mention liver system again is that we have a majority of our patient base are women, right? So liver system is one of the most fundamental systems for you, because if some young women have period disturbance, period pain, hormone balance, agony, mood swing, and all these things, that what we say is we balance the liver system, right? So if people are going through menopause, that they have hot flashes, mood swing, and variety of other symptoms, what do we say? We say we need to focus on your liver system. If your liver system is well, then that also give you a balanced emotional system. So in turn, that will make that piece of your soul shine more. Yeah. So that's been said, if we have a good liver system, then we'll have good gallbladder system. Gallbladder system is really important for your lymphatic system, for your whole digesting system. So then how do we measure it, right? How do we measure that? If you say, oh, lately I feel I'm really easily to get angry, so we know that liver system is off. So then what do we do? What we do is we can easily use this little patting tools to pat your foot. So if you just if you don't have to remember, there one point that Sarah will show you, will send out, is called Tai Chun, is right here. But if you just use the tool to pat on the top of your foot, you pat 15 times on each foot. That will help to balance your anger issues. So because then you are flushing out the liver system more. If you say you feel you have gallbladder bloating, that's a part of things that if you have gallbladder issues, you may feel, oh, I'm really bloated, have a dull ache here. Then what you do is that you use either, we all have by now a pair of walnuts to massage your head and also your neck, or we just use this to hold it tight like this. So these are just the very simple ways that we can help with the liver system. We can help with the gallbladder system. And then the other thing you do is walk. So the three things that your liver really likes, your liver system really likes, and you should do often. The first is a lot of you doing a lot of computer work, right? And every 30 minutes, look outside, and then when you do, you close your eyes tight, open your eyes, close your eyes tight, open your eyes, because when you close, you are giving your liver system a complete break, and then open it, and then you reactivate that, and then you will help to squeeze that little toxins you just build up, squeeze it out. So that's your liver system will like you do that every day. If you get up before you get out of the bed and you start doing 5 to 10 times, and then every 30 minutes when you do your computer work, when you work, and then you look outside and you do 5 and 10 times, and before you go to bed you do 5 and 10 times, that you are serving your liver system. So that's one thing. And the second thing, make sure you go to bed early. right? How early I go to bed, around 9. So if you cannot go that early, 10, you need to in deep sleep definitely by 10:30 or before 11. So that's the second thing that your liver system would really appreciate if you do that, because when you sleep, the blood is filtering through your system much faster, much have more at ease. Your body will have make less effort to do that. And third, that if you feel you have anger issues, you just do the meridian line patting on Tai Chun or use a massage tool like this, really dig into that point. We will show you how to find that point. If you can't remember, just hit on the top of your foot. That will do as well. So these are the 3 little things that you should do to really help with the liver system. So what can you do to help with the gallbladder system? The first thing in the morning when you wake up, have 10 ounces warm water. And you do that, you will begin to produce this saliva. And that is then your gallbladder system will be awakened naturally. It's not going to be dragged out of the bed. It's not then the fluid, right? The fluid of the golden bile that will slowly awakening. It's really like how you watch a flower blossom every day, or how you watch a little kindling become a fire. That is your gallbladder. So that's the first thing you do. And second, make sure that you go to bed before 11, because from 11 to 1, that is your gallbladder is doing its turn. So what you will need to do for your body that really is detox you completely. So, and then also bring the little yang energy up. So you really need to sleep when that can occur naturally. And third, what you do is you can use the tools to really massage your head. You don't have to remember where, just massage your head like this, massage your neck a little bit, just use this, and whenever you have a chance, just to do that. So these are the simple tricks that you will make your gallbladder, you will make your liver system happy. If you make your liver system happy, then you will make your blood system happy. That is one of the fundamental systems in your body. Because if that is balanced, then you will have much better emotional health. So I'm trying to kind of, and then the other thing is that many of you, since I should always tell a story here and there. So here is a story about a old soul, the piece that live in the liver system. So many years back that I, when I was out of monastery, learned in human society, well, apparently you have to make money to support the school and all that. So I was in medical school. And so how I helped to support myself was that I worked for my uncle as a travel companion and also his medical doctor. So he took me to travel in many countries, which I really appreciate. So once, I believe I think we were in Ireland, somewhere really remote, that we were, and then just by chance, just really by chance, we met this this nunnery, in the nunnery, but I do believe they were Catholic nuns. So this mother, and she was just passing by. I have no clue who she was, but she stopped and she looked at me, and I looked at her, and there was this we just instantly know each other, and feels very familiar, and feels that warmth and that love. So, and then she said to me, she said, "Sister." So I look at her, well, okay, and she said, "No, no, not this life. Don't you remember?" So, and then she has this very clear that flashback that in her mind, that we were worshiping and singing together, and I were in the, I believe it's 15th or 16th century. In that period of time, I served as a nun in her monastery, or in her nunnery, and she was a nun as well. So she said, "But you didn't finish the singing with us then." So, and I said, "Well, okay." So she said, "Would you want to come and stay with us for 3 or 4 days, because we're doing that group of singing again?" So I said, "Yes, I would love to." So, and then I went with her, that I instantly know my own room. And they kind of cleared that room for me, and I stayed there. Well, my uncle was very understanding, and he said, "Well, that sounds very strange, but you know, you are just a weird kid, so go." So I went there, and I really, this lifetime, I wouldn't call myself a singer, but I was really good that several days, and we did a lot of singing together, and everything felt really right. Nobody really questioned, like, what is this guy doing in our little nunnery? No, nobody said that. It's as if nothing has changed. I felt everything was right. So I stayed there for about 3.5 days, and we finished that choir, that singing. That was, and then I bowed to them and said goodbye, and that was it. So I'm sharing this to say that life is a treasure. Life is a beautiful thing. Each lifetime, it doesn't really matter who we are, who we were, and what we were. What matters is that we must have deep respect, honor, and love toward ourselves and toward each other. So I'm leaving more time today to ask questions.
Dr. Liu, before the questions come in, if I may just interject for a tiny moment, you spoke a few weeks back about us being extensions of nature. We are a part of nature. Nature is within us. Could you talk a little bit about modern day living? Because we are living in such a way where we are actually getting further and further away from that concept, and how that may impact liver and gallbladder health.
Well, like it or not, we are a part of nature. Nature is in us, and we are nature. So if then the fundamental question becomes that, then how do we figure out the way to follow the rhythm of nature instead of the rules of man? So the rules of man is that we, in Huangdi Neijing, in Yellow Emperor, Huangdi, the Yellow Emperor's teacher, said very clearly already. It says, so nowadays, back 5,000 years back, he already said, nowadays people yi wang wei chang. Wang is the incorrect things. Yi wang is use these incorrect things, wei chang, as it is. So when you should be getting up, you are still in bed. When you should be drinking that warm water, you are, I don't know what you're doing. And when you supposed to do your gentle massage, and you are looking at your phones, And when you're supposed to really go out and walk and appreciate and be connected with nature, you cooped up inside, and you, I don't want to go because it's cold. And all these little things that we can do, we can put some time aside to do that will, if you start doing that, your body will tell you more and more how to follow the rhythm of nature. When you're not supposed to drink so much and you drink so much, that really damages your liver. When you should really drink water, you're drinking, I don't know, soft drinks. So all these little things that is not intended to create, to nourish ourselves, and you are doing. But the simple things you could be doing, 10 energy movements, massage your head, and all these little things that you feel you don't have time to do. So those, I would say, is that you are forgetting what is important. Then you walk away from nature. Then you make your liver system and gallbladder system unhappy. Then you won't have good emotional health. Then you make wrong decisions. So.
Dr. Liu, can you talk a little bit about our wellness broth and how that benefits the golden vial that you spoke about very briefly?
So over the years that, if we think in modern society, we are the only creatures trying to kind of cheat nature, you're wrong, right? Because throughout history, that especially the emperor's families, they were really impossible, because you tell them something, they don't really most of times, and they don't really listen. So by reading my family's medical notes, that how many times that we have to tell the prince and princess and the emperors gotta eat your breakfast, but a lot of times they don't. So because, well, regardless of the reasons, so then we created this again. This was an old formula, was a monastery formula. So what we do is, in monastery, even we do the right things, but the first thing we do after drinking the water, after we have breakfast, we always have a 1 spoon, wooden spoon, equivalent to 1 teaspoon of this, very similar, because the formula is basically the same, is this herbal powder. So that will help you to clean up the liver system, part of it. And there's multi-purpose for this little jar, because this is a terrific formula, really is. And we've been using it for over in monastery much longer than that, but in the society, we've been using that for over 250 years. So that activate your gallbladder system, that tricks that into creating more of the golden vial for you. So that is one of the many benefits this formula will do. So if you on and off taking it, I strongly recommend you take it daily. Take it daily and use this for, just use it. Just continue to use it. And while you have longevity, this will have longevity with you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Liu. It's really incredible, the teachings of Huan Di Ling and all of your family's medical teachings. I'm just, this idea just came to me that these teachings really just transcend time, right? Here we are talking about something that was said 5,000 years ago, and yet it feels so relevant for our time. Dr. Liu, sorry, go ahead.
That when you have a gene that's timeless, the book, that gene is timeless, like Bible, Sheng Jing, right? A gene is timeless. And this kind of medical books, they're Jing, Huangdi, Neijing, Yellow Emperor is Jing. When you heard the word Jing, you know it's timeless. Because those books are given to us.
I just want to comment, there are a lot of questions coming through regarding the broth. The broth is available for purchase at Dr. Lou's Nourishing Life. You're welcome to contact the office and I will just include that information for us. We have just a couple of minutes for a few more questions. Dr. Lou, there is a question regarding just support for our animal friends in terms of the tapping. Any other things that you can suggest in terms of food or self-massage? A lot of animals some questions are coming through regarding their pets feeling restless. And I realize that's a big question, but anything you can offer?
So part of it is that they are also made out of energy, right? And they read your energy. If you are restless, they are restless. So most of you are restless because of what's going on out there and what's going on, in there, in here. So, yes, we do have some tricks that can help with that. I think what we will do is we'll do a post. I will teach you how to do Nieji on, the skin rolling on your dogs. I'm not sure about cats; they're different. They're different animals, but on your dogs that can help to reduce anxiety or restlessness. Yes, and also give them. It depends on the size. Every 25 pounds is 1/4 of the wellness broth. So give them once a day, put it in warm water and then put in their food. Wait until room temperature, put in their food. That will help as well. 1/4 teaspoon, yeah. Every 25 pounds, 1/4 teaspoon.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lou. There is a question about the COVID vaccine as it relates to liver and sort of overall health. If you can just speak to its impact on that particular system, I realize that is a question for maybe a different teaching.
So we have seen in our clinic, people are taking the vaccines, and we have designed the specific procedures based on individuals, right? Because some of you may have more digestive problems, some of you may have this more of the headaches, but we have specific procedure designed to help to reduce the possible side effects. There are 3 big factors, right? One is you may have allergic reaction. That's we advise people, if you do take the vaccine and go to a regular medical clinic, if you have any kind of severe allergic reaction, and they can deal with on site. So the second is a lot of people report headaches, severe headaches. So we have created procedures, the brain health procedures that will help you to prevent that. And the third is some of people have mild facial stroke and some extreme fatigue and some arm pain. Arm pain stop coming to us. You will get rid of it within 48 hours. But I do recommend you do a liver cleanse each shots you get. In that way, you get the benefit of it, and then will help you to flush your liver, and meanwhile also help to flush the kidney system a little bit. So vaccine, that's completely a different topic, but how to help you to have less side effects from the vaccine, how to help you to protect your liver system, how to help you to protect the kidney system, that we can do.
Dr. Lou, with regards to cleansing around would you cleanse then within 24 hours of the vaccine or prior?
Before and after.
Before and after.
Yeah, let's say 24 hours before, or the same day, you come and do a cleanse, and we'll be happy to cleanse for you. And then after, or you just take it, and the next day you come and do a cleanse, and we'll be happy to cleanse for you. And then also you will start 5 days of cleanse, and then you make sure you take your immune, the wellness broth, and you should be all set.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lou. We are actually all out of time. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Next,
you very much.
next Sunday.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Sam.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank
Lynn.
you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Wu.
Thank you, Dr. Lou.
Thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Lou.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Lou.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Great.
Tricia.
Thank you. They all like to smile at you, sweetie.
That was a great session.